So that is so relationship between transfer function and difference equation. Okay. Okay. So now first we will see directly we will go to the problem. So I'll give the difference equation and how to solve for the transfer function we will going to see. So now if you take this problem, that is y of n, which is equal to y of n minus half into y of n minus 1, which is equal to 2 into x of n minus 1. Okay. Now this is the difference equation which is given. Now we need to find out what is this transfer function by taking the z transform, and then we have to find out the impulse response. Okay. So for this, so we need to use some properties while like shifting property and linearity property, whichever required property of z transform we need to use, and we have to find out the first z transform for this equation. Okay. So now if you take the z transform for this equation both the sides, okay, taking z transform both the sides, so now what we will get? So if you take the z transform for y of n, we will going to get y of z minus half into, now you can see it is a shifting property, you can use that shifting property. So if we have x of n minus n naught, so what you will do? So it is z power minus n naught into x of z, so that we know already. So how to find out the for shifting function? So its corresponding z transform will be z power minus n naught into x of z. Okay. So similar like here we are using half into, so this is n naught value, that is minus 1, so that's why it is z power minus 1 into y of z. Okay. So similarly here 2 into z power minus 1 into x of z. So now you can take the common factor here, y of z into 1 minus half into z inverse, so which is equal to 2 into z inverse into x of z. Now take this x of z, so in this side, and this you can send it to this side, so that it will give, so y of z divided by x of z, so which is equal to 2 into z inverse divided by 1 minus half into z inverse. Okay. Now this is nothing but our transfer function, that is h of z. So that is ratio of y of z by x of z we know. So that ratio it will give the transfer function h of z. Now, so now if we take the inverse z transform, then we will going to get the, so the impulse response. So we know the standard formula, so we have that n equal to 1 to infinity alpha power n, which is nothing but alpha by 1 minus, that is alpha. Okay. So that is what we have here. So similar kind of this thing, so you can see here, now we can have the multiplication of the half. So if you multiply numerator and denominator by the value of, so we will going to get the similar kind alpha, that is here 2 into, I will just multiply half into z inverse, okay, and divide by half. Okay. So both numerator and denominator I will multiply and divide, 1 minus half into z inverse. Now we can see, so this factor we can have like, so similar kind here, alpha by 1 minus alpha. So now what we can write this one? We can write, so from 1 to infinity means it is u of n minus 1. Okay. So that we can write similarly, and so here this half, so multiply and divide by half, so that you can take into numerator and it will give 4 into, so this half, so I will write it here, so 2 into half z inverse divided by, so now that half whatever here in the denominator, I will just put it in the numerator. So this half will go to numerator into 1 minus half into z inverse. Okay, so now this will give 4 into half power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. Now this is what your h of n. So did you get any doubt in this, how we are getting this one? Hello, understood? Anybody any doubt?
Yes, sir.
So how to take the inverse Z transform? So use the standard expressions, make it so your Z transform to come in that form, then you can take the inverse Z transform. Is it clear? Hello, any doubt in this? Understood? Halima, understood? Varun,
Yes.
Rakshit, hello, Manoj.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Sir, last line shall explain ಮಾಡಿ.
here,
Hello, sir.
yeah. So
Sir, last
this is what
also.
your Z transform, right? Is it not? So if we have in this form alpha by 1 minus alpha, then we can write this one as alpha power n minus 1 into u of n. In this summation we can able to write, this summation is nothing but, so the standard form we will going to get alpha power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1, like that we can write. So if it is like that, so in the general x of n expression, so we can write like this if it is there in this form. So since the Z transform, so whatever we have, so 2 Z inverse by 1 minus half into Z inverse, that is your x of Z, right? Is it not? So your y of Z divided by x of Z, which is equal to the h of Z, which is nothing but 2 into Z inverse divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 into Z inverse. Now we need to take the inverse Z transform. Okay, so inverse Z transform, how we can take? So if we have, say for example, n equal to 0 to infinity, so that is x of n into Z power minus n, right? So this is a x of Z or any Z transformation. Now what we have, so instead of x of n, if I put half, okay, half power n, so into Z power minus 1 whole power n. So this is summation n equal to 0 to infinity half power, so 1 by 2 into Z power minus n into whole power n. So what we can write this one? So by using standard expression n equal to 0 to infinity alpha power n, this is 1 over 1 minus alpha. Similarly, if we have n equal to 1 to infinity, that is summation n equal to 1 to infinity alpha power n, so this we can write it as alpha by 1 minus alpha. Now here in the same summation, if I put from 1 to infinity, what we can write? So we can write, so that is alpha value is this one now, alpha power n. So now we can compare this one or this expression. Okay, so now this whole thing is alpha power n. So now what we can write? So for this expression alpha by 1 minus alpha. Now in our expression it is 1 by 2 into Z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 into Z inverse, right? Is it not? So this summation we can write like this. So in order to use this summation, so we have to bring our Z transform in this form. So that's why what I am doing, in order to write this one, okay, or in order to bring in this form, okay, so I am putting it as 2 into 1 by 2 Z inverse. Now in the numerator whatever I am having alpha, so that same alpha it is coming, and denominator also will be having 1 minus alpha. So now this whole thing it will be, so if I divide and multiply by a half in the numerator and denominator, then we are getting the alpha which is in the standard expression. Okay, so if we bring like that, so then we'll write this one as So now here alpha is nothing but half into z inverse, so that complete expression. Okay, so if we take the inverse z transform, so only we have to write x of n. X of n is here, it is nothing but half. Okay, so we are replacing this x of n by alpha power n. So we can split this one alpha power n into z power minus 1 n. So now we can see x of n is nothing but alpha 1 by 2 power n. Okay, so that we can write here. So since it is 1 to infinity, so we can write alpha power the 2 1 by 2 power n minus 1, because it starts from n equal to 1 into u of n minus 1. So now whatever the remaining term here, so that we can write it here. So this is your what is h of n, the inverse z transform of this h of z. So is it clear how we can compare the expression and we have to bring it in that form? Is it clear? Hello, Rakshit?
Yes, sir.
So first we need to see in which actual standard form it is there, then accordingly we have to take the inverse Z transform. Is it clear? So now x of n is nothing but your half power n. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you just remember the standard expression. So once again, if you write that, so then it will be easy to remember. Write down in somewhere in your notes, so it will be very easy to follow these formulas. That is 1 over 1 minus alpha, if it is this one, when alpha is in all the case it should be less than 1. And similarly for n equal to 1 to infinity alpha power n, which is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. And similarly, so n equal to k to infinity alpha power n, which is nothing but alpha power k divided by 1 minus alpha. And then so one more expression, n equal to 0 to n minus 1, so which is nothing but 1 minus alpha power n divided by 1 minus alpha. So these four standard expression you need to use always in this Z transform. Okay, so is it clear? So note down, it's very important formulas when we are applying Z transform. So these are very important in any of the problems, like finding out the Z transform, finding out the inverse Z transform, then transform analysis, and then even in solving difference equation. Okay, is it clear? So write down these formulas. So now you can take another difference equation and try to solve. Y of n, which is equal to y of n minus 1 plus y of n minus 2 plus x of n minus 1. So now find out the transfer function for this and its inverse Z transform. Try to find out for this. So try to do for this. So take Z transform both the sides. Okay, so now take this y of z terms, so in the left side, y of z minus z inverse into y of z minus z power minus 2 into y of z, which is equal to z power minus 1 into x of z. Take y of z common, which is so if I take y of z common, 1 minus z inverse minus z power minus 2, which is equal to z inverse into x of z. Okay, so now we can take y of z divided by x of z, the ratio. So we take this x of z this side, which is nothing but our h of z. So which is equal to z power minus 1 divided by 1 minus z power minus 1 z power minus 2. Okay, so now we need to find out the roots for this. We can use so minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. This formula you can use and find out the roots for this. Now I'll treat it as highest power, which is nothing but the coefficient a. So here it is 1 and the b 1 and then c 1. So the coefficients a equal to 1, sorry minus 1, b equal to minus 1 and c equal to 1. Now we can find out the roots. So what are the roots? Z equal to plus or minus, sorry, Z equal to minus b plus or minus b means minus of minus 1 is plus 1 and plus or minus square root of 1 minus 4 into a is minus 1, c is 1 divided by 2 into minus 1, which is equal to so 1 plus or minus square root of so 1 plus 4, so that is root 5 divided by minus 2. Okay, so now I can put that value. So this minus I can take this one minus 1 plus or minus root 5 divided by 2. Now take once the value minus 1 plus root 5 by 2. This is one root. Let us take z1 and z2, which is equal to plus 1, that is minus 1 minus root 5 divided by 2. So now I can find out what is the roots for this z1 and z2. What are the values? Minus 1 plus root 5 by 2 and minus 1 minus root 5 by 2. Can find out the value. What are the values? Can anybody solve z1 and z2? What are the values of z1 and z2? Hello.
Sir, one is 0.61, sir.
Okay. Plus or minus?
Plus only, sir.
Okay. Z2?
And finding, sir. And another one is minus 1.61, sir.
Okay. So
618.
yeah. Now we can see here it is clear evidence, because minus 1.61 plus 0.61 you will get minus 1. So that is the addition, the whatever the addition of these two, it will give the middle term. Okay, and multiplication it will give, so 0.61 z inverse minus 1.61 z inverse, it will going to give so z power minus 2. So these are the roots, so which are correct. Now we can incorporate in these roots and we can write the h of z. Okay, now your h of z, we can write it as y of z divided by x of z, which is equal to z inverse divided by so 1 plus 0.61 z inverse into 1 minus 1.61 z inverse. So these are all the roots we can able to write, so that whatever the equation which we have found out the roots, we can write like this. Now we can get the inverse z transform, so that we can able to get the h of n. Now how to get that one? Again use the partial fraction method, that is a by 1 plus 0.61 z inverse we have to write, plus p by 1 minus 1.61 z inverse. So we can again use the partial fraction method and find out the value of a and b. Find out the value of a and b. So that is a minus 1.61 z inverse a plus p plus 0.61 z inverse, so b. So this is what you will going to get. If you take LCM, the denominator will get cancelled. So now we can take two equations, that is a plus b, which is equal to 0 because there is no the coefficients of constant term, and similarly here, so minus 1.61 a plus 0.61 b, which is equal to 1. So that is what z inverse term coefficient, that is value 1. So that is what the coefficient term. So now you can multiply this one, so with either 0.61 or 1.61, it is fine, anything you can do. Multiply this 1.61 and then add it. So if you add, so this a will get cancel each other. So now 1.61 plus 0.61 into b, which is equal to 1.61 plus 1. Now b, which is equal to 2.61 divided by 2.61, which is equal to 1. Now the value of b equal to 1, and similarly, so by using this equation again find out a. So a plus b equal to 0. So if b equal to 1, so then you will going to get a equal to minus 1. So have you got this one? Hello? Or some other answers you got? Sorry, here 1.61 plus 0.61 is not 2.61. So here it is.
Sir, A will be
Yeah. So
minus
here
0.27 and B will be 0.4.
a will be
Minus 0.27
okay.
and B will be 0.44.
0.44. Okay. So here I mistake. So 2.62 it will come. 1.6 plus 0.61 or 2.62 it will come here, and here 2.61. It's correct only. 0.61 plus 1. 2.61, 2.62. Okay, if you add these two,
Sir,
sorry, this
B
one
will be
is
1.17.
so this is 0 and this is 1 only. This is 0 and it will be 1 only. So sorry, here it is 1 by 2.62. What is the value, b value now? Is it 0.44?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now a will be, you can find out by using this equation.
Minus 0.45.
B, a will be minus 0.45.
45.
Yeah, so if it is this also 45 otherwise,
Yes,
because
sir.
a plus b equal to 0 means whatever the b value will get, the negation of that you will going to get. So these are all the values a and b. So now you can substitute here and you can write the h of z, which is equal to, so minus 0.45 divided by 1 plus 0.61 z inverse plus 0.45 divided by 1 minus 1.61 z inverse. So now this is what your h of z. Now we can take the inverse z transform and then find the h of n. So this will give minus 0.45 into, so minus 0.61 power n into u of n plus 0.45 into minus 1.61 power n into u of n. So this is what your h of n. Is it clear? Understood how the inverse z transform? Anybody doubt? Hello? So now whatever here you can see the alpha value. So the same alpha power n we are putting. Since here 1 plus is there, I am splitting it as minus 0.61 z inverse. So 1 minus of minus 0.61 z inverse. Now alpha value will be equal to minus 0.61. That's how we are getting the inverse Z transform. Is it understood? Hello? Anybody doubt? Anybody having any doubt?
Sir,
Yeah.
B is equals to 1 divided by 2.62, right, sir?
Yeah.
Then in calci, we are getting the value 0.38.
0.38.
38. Yes, sir.
Okay. So A plus B will be 0 only. Okay. A plus B will be 0. Then A into minus 1.61 Z inverse plus B into 0.61 Z inverse. So that is correct. And minus 1.61 A plus 0.61 B. Okay. So now if you multiply 1.61, so this will get cancel each other, and this will be 1.61 plus 0.61 B, which is equal to 1. Okay, so this is what the value will going to get. So if B is 0.38 and A will be also negation of that.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, 1.61 plus 0.61, it will be 2.22. So 1 divided by 2.22 will be 0.45.
Okay. So here it is the addition 2.22. Now we check, Pramod, one more 2.22.
Yes, sir. Now it is getting 0.4.
Yeah, so maybe here addition. Okay, so now the coefficients which whatever you are getting through this equation only. So okay, so that is fine, you can solve, that is not a problem. But so you take care while taking the inverse Z transform. Okay, so is it clear now? So now you take this one more difference equation. Okay, so you can take any difference equation you can solve. So we'll move on to the next this one concept. Okay, now the stability and causality. Okay, so when the system should be stable and when the system should be causal, that is whatever transfer function we are getting, so this transfer function defines the system characteristics. Okay, so now how these systems will be so stable and how it will be the system is causal, or when the system is said to be causal system. So now when we discussed, so in the even earlier, so whenever h of n, so if it is so 0, that is for n less than 0, if it is 0, that is h of n will be equal to 0 whenever n less than 0, that is for the left sided sequence. So if h of n is, if anything value which is less than n equal to n less than 0, or if it is a left sided sequence, then we can say that the system is non causal. So the h of n should possess its values only for n greater than 0, then we can say that h of n is causal system. Okay, so this causal system again, so whatever the u of n function, you can take any value which is multiplied by unit step function, it will be from 0 to infinity. So that is only it is possessing the positive side values, then we can say that the system is causal. Okay, so now when we get the stability, so how to find out whether the system is stable or not? So now whenever the system having the pole and ROC, so whatever we have, like, so we define the pole and ROC. So let us say take this as a pole, that is outermost pole, or we can say that the largest value of the pole. Okay, now if the h of z, so if it is outside this outermost pole, that is the ROC, if it is outside the outermost pole, so then we can say that the system is stable. if any one of the pole which is existing in the ROC, it is unstable. So generally what happens, all the poles should be lie within the that ROC circle. Now if the system is said to be causal as well as stable, then all the poles should be inside the unity circle. Okay, so because u of n, we know that it the z transform of u of n, that is 1 over 1 minus z inverse. So now the z value which will be equal to less than 1, the ROC should be always z greater than 1, or we can have the poles within this the unity circle. We can say that this is unity circle. Okay, in order to say the system both causal as well as stable, so the all the poles should be inside the unity circle and ROC should be greater than that unity circle. So then we can say that system is stable as well as both, that is causal. Okay, so this is how we can able to find out. Only if they ask for stability, we need to check whether the ROC lies outside the outermost pole, or any pole which is existing outside this outermost pole, or any pole which is in the exist in the ROC, then the system will be unstable. Okay, so that's how we need to find out the stability and causality. And if you ask for only causality, check whether h of n is the positive sided sequence, or it is multiplied by with the u of n unit step function, then we can say that system is causal, otherwise system is non-causal. Okay, so now we can take one problem and we'll see whether the given system is stable or not. Okay, is it clear? So any doubt in this? So system is both causal as well as stable means, the ROC should be outside the unity circle, so the all the poles which should inside the this unity circle, so that the existing ROC will give the stable system. And only for stability, if they are asking, we need to check which is the outermost pole. Okay, so that is what very important here. Okay, so is it clear? Okay, so now we can see the problem. So we can take this, so h of z is directly given. Okay, so that is 2z plus 1 divided by z square plus z minus 5 by 16. So this is what the h of z which is given. Now you can find out what is the zeros and poles. So poles are very important. So in the denominator of this equation, we have to find out the roots, so that will give the poles. Okay, now find out the poles for this, or roots for this. So how we can find out? The product should be 5 by 16 and the addition of the roots will be equal to plus 1. Like that we need to find out the roots. So now we can take that roots for this, it is 4 by or 1 by 4 and 5 by 4. We can take 1 by 4 and then 5 by 4. So now just if you multiply both, you will get 5 by 16. Now if you add these two roots, you should get 1. So like that you need to put, so that's why I'll give plus for this and you will give minus for this. Now we can add and subtract, so that is, add these two, you will going to get 1 plus 1. So the roots will be 5 by 4 and 1 by 4. So that we can write, and here we can take 2 common, so z plus half. There is a 0 which is existing at z equal to minus half, and you can even find out what are the zeros for this function and the poles. So now poles we can write, z plus 5 by 4 into z minus 1 by 4. Okay, so now we need to see whether the system is causal or stable. So both we have to find out. Now if you find out the inverse z transform for this, so we can find out what is h of n, whether it is positive sided sequence or not. Okay, now you can see, so here by looking at this pole we can say, so z is equal to minus 5 by 4. Okay, now if I write the ROC, So if it is any pole which is outside this unity circle, then the system is unstable, because so since we are asking for both causal and stable, so this minus 5 by 4 is nothing but somewhere it is here, that is greater than 1 here, that is minus 1 point something it will come. So since this pole is outside the ROC, okay, then the system is so unstable. So that is what we'll say. And also system is not causal because it is outside the pole is outside the unity circle. So then the system, even you can find out the inverse Z transform, and you can say, or by you looking at this pole pattern, you can say system is not stable and causal. Okay, so that's how we can able to find out. So is it understood or any doubt?
The unity circle means its radius is 1.
Yes, yes, Z is equal to 1. Okay, understood? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so now take another one, try to solve this one. So the input and output of LTI system, the input and output of LTI system is given by x of n, which is equal to u of n, and y of n, which is equal to half power n minus 1 into u of n plus 1. So you have to make sure here, so a little bit you need to take concentration. So now find out the first one, the transfer function h of z. First one you need to find out the transfer function, second one impulse response h of n. Okay, so third one is system stable, is system stable. Then fourth one is system causal. Okay, so we need to find out all those things. So for in order to find out first this one, take the Z transform for x of n and y of n. So if I take x of z, that is Z transform for x of n, which is nothing but 1 over 1 minus Z inverse. Okay, so that you know for x of n. And similarly for y of n, if I take the Z transform y of z, now we can see here. So now we need to little bit modify in order to get the Z transformation. What I'll do, y of n, which is equal to, I'll take half power minus 1 outside from this. Okay, and I'll write half power n into u of n plus 1. Okay, so now we can write this one, y of z, which is equal to half power inverse is 2. Okay, I'll take that 2 outside, and summation n equal to 0 to infinity. So now this y of n, which will write, so that is actually if you write the equation minus infinity to plus infinity. So now half power n into u of n plus 1 into z power minus n. So this is what actual, so Z transform when we do. So now we can see, since it is from minus 1 to infinity, okay, so n equal to minus 1 to plus infinity, or even we can take, so here one more step we can do, or we can directly get the Z transform, that I will do otherwise. So now I will add half power minus 1 into half divided by half, and I am multiplying half and divide by half I am doing. So what I will do, I will get here, so half power n into u of n plus 1. I am multiplying divide by half. Okay, so what I will get, so this if I add here, so we will going to get half power n into half power n plus 1 into u of n plus 1. So this I will going to get this complete term. Now what is the remaining term? So remaining term will be, so 2 into, so this will be, so this term will be equal to 2, and this if you go to numerator, that it will become 2 again. So this term totally it will become 4. So now I can write the y of n as 4 into half power n plus 1 into u of n plus 1. Okay, now this we can see here. So it is from n equal to 1 to infinity, yeah, minus 1 to infinity. Okay, u of n plus 1 is from minus 1 and 0 1, so like that. So minus 1 to infinity you will going to get. Okay, so this is what y of n. Now we have to find out the z transform for this. So y of z, so which is equal to summation n equal to minus 1 to plus infinity, so y of n into z power minus n. So now our y of n will be equal to minus 1 to infinity 4 into half power n plus 1 into u of n plus 1 into z power minus n. So this will be equal to n equal to minus 1 to infinity 4 into half power n plus 1 into z power minus n. So now here, so we can take 4 common outside, and if I take again half, whatever half power plus 1, so outside, so we will going to get n equal to minus 1 to infinity 1 by 2 into z inverse whole power n. But here there is no standard expression for n equal to minus 1 to infinity, so let us take n equal to minus k. So what will happen? So this summation will become, so 2 will get cancel each other and you will get 2 summation. Now if I substitute n equal to minus k, so whenever n equal to minus 1, k will be equal to plus 1, and similarly whenever n equal to infinity, so k will be equal to, so n equal to plus infinity, k will be equal to minus infinity. So that again, so k equal to 1 to minus infinity. So again, so if you take k infinite value, whether it is positive or negative, so it will go to infinite only, so that we can write 1 to infinity itself, and then so half power z inverse whole power, so n equal to minus k. Okay, so now we can write 2 into summation k equal to 1 to infinity. So now we can, so inverse this one, that is 2 into, so z. So if I take that is half into z power minus 1 whole power minus 1 whole power k, like that I am taking. So if I take this one inverse, we will going to get half inverse is 2 z power minus 1 into minus 1 is z. So we will going to get 2z power k. Okay, so now this we can write it as 2 into 1 over 1 plus, sorry, 1 minus 2z 2z divided by 1 over 1 minus 2z. So this is what we can able to get the value for this one. Okay, so now this we can write it as y of z, which is equal to 2 into 2z divided by 1 minus 2z. That's how we can able to get this. So again, so now we need to find out what is y of z by x of z. So is it understood how the transformation which we have taken? Any doubt in this? Hello? Anybody? Any doubt? Okay. So now y of z we got, x of z, so we have already find out. Now you can So take the ratio of that x of z and y of z, that is y of z divided by x of z, which is equal to 2z divided by 1 minus 2 into 2z divided by 1 minus 2z. X of z is 1 minus, so z inverse. So now this will going to give 2 into 2z divided by 1 minus 2z into 1 minus z inverse. Okay, is it fine? So whatever we got. Okay, now we can find out the h of z for this, that is h of z we know now, which is equal to 2 into 2z divided by 1 minus 2z into 1 minus z inverse. So now we can find out what is h of n. Again use the partial fraction method and you can able to find out what is h of n. Okay. So now find out the partial fraction method, how to find out a and b. So you can equate this one 4z divided by n minus 2z, and you can either you have to convert it to z inverse, or you can convert it to z power minus 1. So that since we have both z term and z inverse term, so convert this one into the first either z terms or z inverse terms, then only you can able to do it. Okay, so this will going to get, so if I multiply both numerator and denominator by z power, so here only y of z itself we have to do. So y of z we have, that is 4z divided by 1 minus 2z. So now take, so z common in the numerator and denominator, you will going to get 4. So here in the this one, so 1 over z is z inverse minus 2. So then z will cancel, 4 by minus 2 plus z inverse. So this is what you will get in terms of z inverse, that you can write. So instead of y of z, you will get that is 4 divided by z inverse minus 2 into 1 minus z inverse. So this is what you will going to get. Now you can use the partial fraction to find out this a and b. So find out a and b and you will going to get h of n. Okay, so now once you find out h of n, so since whether you can see whether it is greater than u of n, that is it is the function multiplied by u of n or not, then you can say whether the system is causal or not. Then find out whether the unity circle, so the ROC which is existing unity circle, so then you can say the system is stable or not. So find out this one h of n. So it is, we can write the system which is 4 divided by minus 2 plus z inverse into 1 minus z inverse, which is equal to a by minus 2 plus z inverse plus b by 1 minus z inverse. Now which we can equate it to a into 1 minus z inverse plus b into minus 2 plus z inverse. So this we can write it as, so two equations, that is a minus 2b which is equal to 4, and then a plus b minus a plus b which is equal to 0. So these are the two equations. So what you will going to get, if you add, a will get cancel each other and you will going to get minus b equal to 4, or we can get b equal to 4. So this is the value, b value, and a value will going to get, so if b equal to 4, if I substitute here, and a will also get equal to 4. So now we can write this one. So h of z, okay, h of z, which is equal to 4 divided by, so what is this one, okay, minus 2 z inverse minus 2 plus z inverse plus 4 by 1 minus z inverse. So this is what we are going to get. Now h of n we can write, so 4 divided by minus 2 minus of minus z inverse we can write, plus 4 by 1 minus z inverse. So this we can write. So what we can write, so here 1 we need to 1 minus z inverse we need to get. So that's why what I'll do, I'll take 2 common here, minus 2. If I take minus 2 common, so 1 plus minus of z inverse we are going to get, okay, plus 4 divided by 1 minus z inverse. Okay, so that is what we are going to get, and here we will going to get minus 2 by 1 minus z inverse plus 4 divided by 1 minus z inverse. Sorry, 2 common here, half is there, so 2 plus z inverse, so minus 2 if I take common here, half it will come.
Sir, minus b is equal to 4 means b is equal to minus 4 it will become, no, sir?
Yes, sir. A and B both are minus 4.
See here b equal to minus 4 here, yeah, b equal to minus 4, a equal to minus 4, yeah, both will get minus 4, and here minus 4, and then here again minus 4. Okay, so here minus 4, and then here also minus 4. Now what we are going to get, so minus 4 divided by, I'll take minus 2 common here, so we will get 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse plus minus 4 divided by 1 minus z inverse. Okay, so we will going to get 2 by 1 minus half into z inverse plus minus 4 by 1 minus z inverse. Now we can, this is h of z only, so now we can find out what is h of n. Now h of n will be equal to 2 into half power n into u of n minus 4 into u of n. Now we can see,
Sir,
yeah,
y of z divided by x of z.
so that we have find out here, that we have find out here, na? So whatever we have,
No, sir, there it will be 1 divided by 1 minus z inverse.
where here, here,
No, sir.
no, where you are taking, that is 1 minus z inverse. Hello, hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Where you are taking, means where you are,
Sir, not here, sir. Sir,
where you are telling, hello,
sir, h of z equals y of z divided by x by z. Startings.
Here
Sir, next page.
here
Next page.
okay. Here this only.
Oh, sir, previous one.
Okay, previous one is this only. Now which
Sir,
part
page
is
8. Page 8.
page 8?
Sir.
This is only page 8. This is page 9. Whatever next, y of z divided by x.
Sir, here
Ah,
x of z will be 1 divided by 1 minus z inverse.
uh, okay, so y of z we are taking 2. Okay, so this we have taken again multiplying and divided by the z, we are getting this one. Okay, and here x of z 1 over 1 minus z inverse. Yeah, that is correct only. Here we have to take 1 over 1 minus z inverse, so that it will give numerator 1 minus z inverse. Okay, yeah, so then we have to modify the h of z. So then h of z will be equal to, that is whatever we got, 4 by minus 2 plus z inverse. So that is what for y of z we got in terms of z inverse. So that is 4 divided by minus 2 plus z inverse. So this is y of z and this is x of z, that is 1 over 1 minus z inverse. So now if we do that one, 4 into 1 minus z inverse divided by minus 2 plus z inverse. So that is what we are going to get here. Okay, so now so this will be equal to, so since there the powers will be are equal, so then we need to divide the expression and then we have to get it. Or even we can do like this, 4 minus 4 z inverse divided by minus 2 plus z inverse. So we can divide or split this both terms, that is my 4 by minus 2 plus z inverse minus 4 z inverse divided by minus 2 plus z inverse. Like this we can divide. Now we can able to find out the h of n. So now h of z I'll write it as 4 by minus 2 I'll take common, so we will going to get 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse, and here minus 4 z inverse, again I'll take minus 2 common here in this term, 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse. So now this will get cancelled 2 times and your h of z will be equal to, so this will give minus 2 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse here. So minus of minus 2, it will give plus 2 z inverse divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse. So now we can write the h of n for this. What is the h of n? So h of n will be equal to, so now we can write this one, minus 2 into half power n into u of n, the first term, plus second term. So since there is a z inverse, so multiply and divide by half, so that so this term will be equal to, so alpha power n plus 1, like that we can write. So this we can write, so 4 into half power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. So this we can write like this. So is it understood now, this one? Hello? So this inverse Z transform, did you get it? Hello? Pramod? Chanavi? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now by looking at the inverse Z transform, so now we can say whether it is system is stable or not. So now we can see it is the unit step function, it is greater than, so 1, so it is only positive sided sequence, so the system is causal. Okay, now if it is started from left side, then we have to say that it is a non-causal system. Okay, so now the stability you need to check, so whether it is the ROC greater than 1, so you can see here, so Z, whatever the value of Z, so for this itself you can see, so this is your H of Z. So now in for both the cases Z is so greater than half. Okay, so it is greater than half, so that means so it includes the unity circle, that is whatever, if you write the unity circle, so now this is a pole which is half, but unity circle somewhere here it is there, so the system is stable because within this the pole is there. Okay, so the system is stable and the system, given system is causal. Okay, so is it understood? Any doubt in this? Hello? Understood? Pramod? Bhavyashri? Pramod, understood? Pramod?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Bhavana?
Yes.
Okay. Now try to solve this one for this again to get this one, the stability. Try to solve this one. So h of z is directly given, that is 1 over, so 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse into 1 plus 1 by 4 z inverse, so into 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. So this is a h of z which is given. Okay, so now we need to find out what is h of n. So how to find out this one? There are 3 coefficients in this one. Okay, we need to find out 3 coefficients. So in our, if the problem it is given like this, you can use this method. So that is to find out the h of n, so or the coefficients whatever a, b, c. So we can write this one like this, which is a by 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse plus b by 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse plus c by 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. Now if the 3 coefficients are like this, now we can able to find out what is the value of a is nothing but, so we can find out a value by doing like this, that is, so 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse, whatever the denominator of the coefficient a, into you have to multiply x of, that is h of z, whatever the complete transformation is given, h of z, and you have to substitute at z equal to, so whatever the value here it is there, it is inverse of that, that is, so z equal to plus half. Okay, so like that you can able to find out. So now if we put this value and if you find out that, so we will going to get the value of a. Okay, so similarly we have to find out the value of b and value of so c. Okay, so this is whenever z equal to plus half, so then you will going to get the value of a. So now if I do that one, what is the value of a will going to get? So that is 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse into, so h of z is whole these things, that is 1 over 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse into 1 plus 1 by 4 z inverse into 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. So at z equal to half, so now this will get cancel each other. Now wherever the value of the z it is there, you can put. So now z equal to half means z inverse is 2, so that is 1 over 1 plus 1 by 4 into 2. So this is one term, and another term is 1 minus 1 by 3 into 2. So this will going to give, so that is 1 over, so this will get cancel each other 2 times, 1 plus half which is nothing but 3 by 2, and this one is 1 minus 2 by 3, that is 3 minus 2 by 3, 1 by 3. So this value will going to get the value 2. So you will get the value of a is 2. Okay, so like this you have to find out the coefficients a, b and c. So a we got, now we can find out the value of b, which is 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse into h of z at z equal to plus 1 by 4. Find out the value of b now, and similarly
1
c.
plus 1 by 4.
1 yeah, 1 plus 1 by 4, yeah. So find out the value of b.
Sir, 3, sir.
Yeah, b is, what is the value of
3.
b? 3.
3.
Okay, c value? What is the value of c?
Sir, is that 2.28, sir?
2.8.
2.
No, I don't have answer for this, so you have to find the values of a and
Sir,
b.
B is 1.21.
b is 1.21. You can tell in the fraction itself, not a problem. in order to put it in decimal point, you can put it in the fraction. Okay, let's find out what is the value of the b. So which is equal to, so we will going to get 1 over 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse into 1 minus 1 by, no, that is 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse at z equal to 1 by, this is minus 1 by 4. Okay, so now if I put that 1 minus 1 by 2, so z inverse minus 1 by 4 means, so z inverse will be minus 4, and here into 1 minus 1 by 3 into minus 4, so this will be equal to 1 plus 2, and this will be equal to 1 plus 4 by 3, so which is equal to 7 by 3, 1 over 3 into 7 by 3, so it is 1 by 7. Is it 1 by 7 the value? Is it 1 by 7? Anybody got 1 by 7? Hello, anybody got 1 by 7 or any other different value?
Yes, sir. 1 by 7.
Okay, so similarly C, find out. So C will be equal to 1 over 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse into 1 plus 1 by 4 z inverse at z equal to plus 1 by 3. So this will give 1 over 1 minus 1 by 2 into 3 into 1 plus 1 by 4 into 3, which is equal to 1 minus 3 by 2 into 1 plus 3 by 4, which is equal to minus 1 by 2 into 7 by 4, so which is equal to minus 1 over minus 7 by 8, or equal to minus 8 by 7. Are you getting C value minus 8 by 7?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we can write the h of z, which is equal to the value of a, which is, what is the value of a we got? Okay, so where I have written, what is the value of a we got earlier? 3 or 2?
2, sir.
Okay, 2 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse plus 1 by 7 b, which is 1 plus 1 by 4 z inverse plus minus 8 by 7 divided by 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. So this is what you will going to get the h of z. Now we can find out what is h of n, which is equal to 2 into half power n into u of n plus 1 by 7 into minus 1 by 4 power n into u of n minus 8 by 7 into 1 by 3 power n into u of n. Okay, so now system is causal. So now you can see, so all the poles which are inside the unity circle, Okay, so then the system is stable. 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 3, all these are all within the unity circle. So then the system is stable. Both system is stable and causal. Okay, okay, so understood. So try to solve these type of problems and practice it. So we'll going to next concept.
ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ
Yeah,
ಅಲ್ಲಿ Z ಇನ್ವರ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 4 ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ
minus 1 by 4 only na. Minus 1 by 4, Z inverse is nothing but minus 4 only. Is it fine? Hello, any doubt? Is it clear?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Okay. So now the next one is power series expansion method. How to find out the Z transform and for particular functions. So this is very important, how to find out the Z transform. Okay, power series by using power series expansion method. So that is actually, so whenever we use the partial fraction method to find out the inverse Z transform, similarly here the power series expansion method is also one of the method to find out the inverse Z transform. So by using the coefficients, so that is the complete Z transform can be expanded as a series of the powers of Z, then we can able to find out the inverse Z transform. Okay, so now, so how we can able to find out? So now we can see, we know the x of Z equation, that is summation, so n equal to 0 to infinity x of n into Z power minus n, right? Now this we can write, so that is x of 0 into Z power 0 plus x of 1 into Z power minus 1 plus go on x of infinity into Z power minus infinity. Okay, so like this we can go on expanding it. And also, so we can see here, so this whatever the values, so x of 0 plus x of 1 into Z power minus 1 plus go on, so these values we can able to so express in terms of the inverse Z transform, that is coefficient. We can see by using the shifting, whatever the shifting values. Okay, that is shifting property, whatever x of n minus n naught is there. Now by using that shifting property, so then we can express, so the what is the inverse Z transform of a particular function. Now whatever the x of Z it is given, just express this x of Z in terms of the series, that is powers of the Z, then we can able to find out the inverse Z transform. So this is one of the method to find out the inverse Z transform. Let's see one problem how we can able to find out using this power series expansion method. Okay, now x of Z will be given, we have to find out the inverse Z transform. So now you can see, so they will specifically ask find the inverse Z transform using power series expansion method, like that only they will ask. So then you have to use this method to find out. So now let us take, so x of Z which is given divided 1 divided by 1 plus half into Z inverse, where so even you have to now so careful for the so that ROC also. Okay, so the Z should be greater than half or Z should be less than half, whatever it is, you need to see so the ROC where actually it is existing. Okay, so Z should be greater than half. Now for this Z should be greater than half, how we can able to express the so x of Z in terms of the power series. Okay, so now, so this x of Z in order to express the power series, so in terms of the Z series, that is Z powers, what we need to do, we need to divide the numerator divided by denominator, that is 1 by 1 plus half into z inverse. We need to take this one and then we have to go on so dividing this numerator by denominator, so that we will going to get the whatever the values here, so it will be in the terms of power series. Okay, so now what will we do? So we'll take this value, so I'll take one time of this one division, so we will going to get 1 plus half into z inverse. Okay, so now we can subtract this, so this will get cancel each other and I have remained with minus half into z inverse. Okay, so now again, so you can put one time or plus half time z inverse. So whatever the value here, it is the value, it will get cancel the next term, like that you need to choose the term. Okay, so now if I multiply this one, you will going to get plus half into z inverse into 1 plus half into z inverse and plus into plus plus, so 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, 1 by 4 and z power minus 2. So now if I add this one, so you will going to get cancel each other this one, sorry, so here minus you have to take, because always we need to subtract here. Whenever you do the this one, you need to subtract this one, so that's why I'll take minus half, 1 minus half into z inverse. Now if I multiply here minus z inverse, it will come, so minus into minus, minus into plus minus, 1 by 4 z power minus 2. Now we have to subtract, so we will going to it, always you need to subtract from the the earlier steps. So now here we are subtracting, again we are subtracting here, so this will get cancel each other and we will going to get 1 by 4 z power minus 2. Okay, so again we have to put it plus, so here plus 1 by 4 z power minus 2. So if I put 1 into 1 by 4 z power minus 2, we will get 1 by 4 z power minus 2, again plus 1 by 8 z power minus 3. So this will get cancel each other and you will remain with 1 by 8 z power minus 3. Okay, so minus 1 by 8 z power minus 3 you will going to get. So like this it will go on, so giving the values. Now whatever we have obtained, so after division, so that we need to express 1 minus 1 by 2 z inverse plus 1 by 4 z power minus 2 plus go on like this. So again you have to do here minus 1 by 8, so z power minus 3, next term it will going to come minus 1 by 8 z power minus 3 plus again it will go on getting the values. So this is how the power series expansion we are doing for this function. Okay, so now while taking the x of n, okay, inverse z transform, so now we need to look at into the ROC. Okay, so the ROC will be equal to, that is z should be greater than half. Okay, so we need to express x of n, so in order to we have to get like this, so because we will going to get half into z inverse, that is this expression we can write it as 1 minus 1 by 2 into z inverse, so that is minus half power n into u of n it will come. Okay, so that's why it is z greater than half. So now taking the inverse z transform, so that is inverse z transform, if you take inverse z transform, so for 1 it will be delta of n. Okay, similarly for this one minus half into z power minus 1 is nothing but del of n minus 1. Okay, and similarly here 1 by 4 into del of n minus 2 minus 1 by 8 into del of n minus 3, so it will go on like this. So now we can see here, so we can express this one as half power 0 into del of n. Okay, minus half power 1 into del of n minus 1 plus 1 by 4 into, so 1 by 4 we can write it as 1 by 2 whole square into del of n minus 1 n minus 2, and similarly it will go on. This is 1 by, so 2 cube, that is minus 1 by 2 cube into del of n minus 3, like that we can write this in terms of the half power. Okay, so now if I write like that, now you can see here, this will be, we can write it as the in terms of the half power n. So that is half power, so that is minus half power, because here whenever n equal to 1, so this will give minus half, whenever n equal to 2 it will give plus 1 by 4, and whenever n equal to 3 it will give minus 1 by 8. So like that, so this we can write it as minus half power n into, so u of n, because this series of impulse function together it will give unit step function. Whenever n equal to 0 it will give del of n, whenever n equal to 1, so that is nothing but del of n minus 1, whenever n equal to 2 it will give del of n minus 2, like that. Now we have x of n, we can write it as minus half power n into u of n. Now we can use this expression to check this, that is x of z equal to n equal to, so minus infinity to plus infinity x of n into z power minus n. Now we can substitute the same x of n, you will going to get the same x of z. Okay, so you can cross verify that also by using this expression. Okay, is it understood? Hello, is it understood? Any doubt in this? So whenever there is a, so the ROC which is greater than the whatever the pole, we need to express in terms of z power minus terms, and whenever z, if it is less than 1 by 2 say, okay, so it is a negative sided sequence, then you have to express z in terms of the positive powers. So for the same problem, if you give ROC z less than 1 by 2, so then you need to express the z, the series in terms of the positive powers of z. Okay, so that you need to take care, because if you go for minus 1 to minus infinity, the z power will be so plus, and if you go for 0 to infinity plus infinity, it will be in terms of positive, and that is negative powers. So if it is negative sided, the power of z is positive, and if it is positive sided, the power of z is negative. Is it clear now? Any doubt in this, how to express this power series expansion? Anybody, any doubt? Nitish? Hello, Nitish? Maulya? Hello, understood? Any doubt, anybody? Raghavendra? Hello? Sonu Bhatt, understood? Hello? Harini? Gagan? Gagan Kumar L?
Sir, no doubt, sir.
Okay. Vilas?
Here, final answer is x of n is equal to minus n 1 by 2 to the power of n u of n, no, sir.
Which one?
Sir, why will write that answer only? That step I didn't understand. Last step, please.
This one? How we got this one from this del of n or what?
It's not visible to me.
I have shared the screen. Hello? Is it visible, the screen?
Sir, for me, it's not visible. For others, no.
Anybody? It's visible? The screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
Sir, visible.
Okay. For you it is not visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Vilas?
Yes, sir. For me, it's not visible. I think some network issues.
Okay. Okay, so you can come back whatever your doubt, that is not a problem.
Okay,
So you can practice more problems on this, and even so this is one of the important problem whatever I'll give. Try to solve this, otherwise I'll solve in the next class. You take this x of z equal to take this x of z which is equal to cos inverse of z. Okay, sorry, cos of z. Take cos of z, not inverse, cos of z. Cos of z inverse. So this one, you take this function and try to find out the power series expansion method inverse Z transform we find out. So for this you can use the expression cos theta, we can express in terms of the theta, that is 1 minus theta square by 2 factorial plus theta power 4 by 4 factorial minus theta power 6 by 6 factorial plus theta power 8 by 8 factorial, like this it will go on. So just you need to find out wherever theta is there, so you need to inverse z, you have to put it, and then you have to express that x of z. Okay, so similarly, so if the sin theta is given, sin of theta, okay, so you have to use the formula which is theta minus theta cube by 3 factorial plus theta 5 by 5 factorial plus, sorry, minus, so it will be alternate plus and minus theta power 7 by 7 factorial, so like that. So if sin theta is given, you need to use this formula, cos theta is given, you need to use this formula, and corresponding whatever theta value, here you can consider cos of z inverse, theta itself is nothing but z inverse, you can put that value and you can find out the series x of z, then you can take the inverse z transform. Okay, so this is what the power series expansion method. So find out this one, so if you don't get, we'll solve in the next class. Okay, we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class. Okay, so anybody any doubt, you can ask. Okay, any doubt, anybody?